This is gonna be two things. One, a re-upload, and two, sort of a special edition video. Oh hi, my name is Fernando, as in Fernando the Vintage Collector 2000, and in today's video is gonna be a video or a review on the Toy State Industrial Road Rippers Top 10 Comeback '05 Cadillac Escalade. Now, originally, at the time of this, I actually got this at Goodwill 6 years ago, back in October of 2019, and it's been with me ever since. Now, when I first got it, though, well, when I first tested it, actually, when I first saw this, I actually had just pressed the buttons, and it did work, although it did work. However, two of the buttons in it were not working, but not only that, though, but, as I pressed the forward or music button, this particular one right there, it wasn't moving at all, which to my indication at the time, it was then thought it was a wire off. So when I actually took it home with me, it turns out when I opened it, it was not the case. And I saw that all the wires were connected. And I don't know what my then 16-year-old self thought then, though, but it was then thought that at the time, I thought like the wires were not connected properly or soldered on properly. But then while I was doing it on the process, well, forgive me for doing this, but I accidentally melted the soldering points from the circuit board, and because of that, I therefore ruined it. But after 5 years of just sitting like this, though, I actually brought this thing back to life. But this time, so I actually discovered a video on how to remove IC boards from the circuit boards. So I actually tried to. I would again once attempt to. Well, reattempt to fix this, but this time I was looking through my parts bin and I found some parts from a 2006 Road Rippers Top 10 Comeback Hummer that I bought back in August of 2019 that I actually scrapped 4 years ago, back in 2021. And with that, though, I would desolder the IC board from the Hummer and then put it onto the Escalade. Well, taking the original IC board from the Escalade and put it onto the Hummer's board and rewiring everything. But while I was doing all that at the same time, it wasn't even the Escalade didn't work at first, though, which then to my indication, I'm like, oh no, is this thing fried or something? Which I checked everything, they were all connected, but then it turns out some kind of wire was touching the resistor, and as I saw, because it was actually a battery wire that was touching the resistor. The resistor was actually overheating, and that was actually because, well, like I said, although I did solder the wire onto the board, it somehow was touching the resistor. So because of that, I actually had to redo that, though, and fix it. And then when I took the battery out of this one, and then I let the resistor cool off, and afterwards, I went to go ahead and fix that issue. After that, though, when I actually put the battery back on, though, it did not heat up again. So after that, I tested it, and the thing actually started working like new again. So, but because this was my first time actually doing this, I was crossing my fingers hoping that this thing would come back to life. But thankfully, it actually did, though. It started moving, which I didn't think it would actually do. So yeah, but after figuring out the problem was, turns out a component in the board on the turns out that the original component on the original board of the Escalade had gone bad. I wish I would have known, though, but then again, I had no idea what was going on with it then at the time, so yeah, so I therefore ruined my original Escalade's original board. But thankfully, it actually now works like new again, so yeah. And at the time that I gave up on fixing the Escalade, I actually ended up taking the gears and motor out of the Escalade. Well, I took apart the gearbox, and then I removed all the gears, and including the original motor, and I had just put it onto the Crown Victoria, because at the time, my original Crown Victoria, well, my second one, the Unit 15, though, was having problems. So yeah, that didn't seem to work out as I expected. So therefore, that was a mess. But yeah. But anyways, aside from that though, um, the things that the Escalade once had are no longer there, except now it has a new board from the Hummer. And as for the rear wheel drive system, I actually ended up just giving this thing an entirely new gearbox, and I actually took that from the scrapped '06 Hummer H2 though. So the parts that the Escalade now has now comes from the Top Gen Comeback Hummer H2 though, the one that plays You Can't Touch This. So yeah, so now, well, pretty much, like the board it actually has from the Hummer and the gearbox as well too. So now that everything works great though, now it's all set and good to go. So yeah, but otherwise, I'm happy now that I actually got this thing working after 5 years between 2019 to 2024. Last year was when I actually bought this thing officially back to life. So yeah. But this was back in October was when I attempted to fix this and it actually turned out successful. And I'm very happy to say this thing now fully works 100% now, so yeah. But otherwise, here it is though. Oh yeah, so that second part where I mentioned this was gonna be like a special video. On this date today, because today is January 12th, 2025, it's actually my friend's 20th birthday. And with this though, actually, I thought, because it's her birthday, might as well tell you that her mom actually has this particular model of the Cadillac, has a Cadillac Escalade, but this version of it actually like a second generation model of the Escalade, just like this one right there though. So yeah, so that's the reason why I'm doing this video on this day is because it's her birthday. And now when I look at these Cadillac Escalades, because I used to view them as just a symbol of the 2000s, like because they were owned by rappers and stuff. But yeah, otherwise, when I look at these, I just look at them more as just symbols of the 2000s and more than just these as road rippers. I look at them as if it were my friend's mom's Escalade. So that's pretty much the only reason why I'm actually doing this video is because it's her birthday. So yeah. Otherwise, happy birthday to my dear friend Cassandra. So yeah. Anyways, aside from all that though, let's get on to the Escalade, shall we? So I have nothing else to say, but other than that though, let's just get on to the SUV itself, shall we? So here we go. Anyways, here's the Escalade. Oh, I forgot to mention at the time that when I got it, between the two buttons not working, the reverse button and then the ignition button, in a way, while I had this thing disassembled, I actually sort of was messing with the buttons, but then as I noticed the two working, I figured out I would, in a way, my only solution to getting the two to sort of work is if I had removed either a couple screws or just loosen the board, which in this case I did. But yeah. And at the time when I actually had at the time this one still had its original board though. In order for me to press reverse though, I would have to press the forward button, and while it was doing its thing, I would just press reverse at the same time. but that's not the case now that it actually now works with the new board. And then on the ignition button, I would actually have to push it down like all the way to where it could say "Let's go." But now that those are neither problems anymore, thanks to the new board, now I actually got this thing revived back to its former glory. So yeah. Well, anyways, I think that's about it for now at this point, other than I got the Escalade to work. So yeah, I'll just play Who Let the Dogs Out one more time before I end this video. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys again next time. So take care, and yeah, otherwise, happy birthday, Cassandra. Who let the dog out? 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 If you want to check out more of my content, please hit that subscribe button and turn on your post notifications to get the latest updated content and stuff from my YouTube channel. So, see you there.